Are you ready to take your cupcakes to the next level and pipe frosting? Well, stick around because that's what we're doing in today's video. Hi, I'm Patty and welcome to my channel. This is my handmade lifestyle. I go by Patty Mac Makes everywhere online. On this channel, we really get into living an analog lifestyle, even though we're surrounded by all this digital stuff and noise. So if that is appealing to you, the analog part, then like today's video, subscribe to the channel and hang out with us. It's really fun. And you'll learn so many cool things. The fastest way I know to take your bakes up a level is to learn to pipe frosting. And I admit to being afraid of this for years. I was so intimidated by it, but honestly, it's all in using the right tip and the right bag. And you do want your frosting whipped to the proper consistency. That's very important. You don't want it too thick, because then it's not spreadable, it's not gonna pipe well. As you pipe, it's gonna break off, it's not good. If it's too thin, then it's not gonna hold the shape. It's kind of a Goldilocks thing. There is a point in mixing frosting where it's just right. It's also why I'm really focused on American buttercream frosting at this moment, because it is the easiest frosting to make, and it is also beautiful for piping and holding decorative shapes. So let's look at what we'll be making today. This little cupcake is so pretty and it was so easy to make. And when you get the knack and the hang of piping frosting, you will never go back to just trying to smooth it onto your cupcakes. It's just so nice when it's piped like this. And then you add some little sprinkles and my goodness, you've just got this amazing special little treat that you can share with everybody. So this video is going to be only on piping the frosting. We're not going to talk specifically about how to make this frosting. I will link to that recipe up in the corner here and in the down bar. Today we're just going to talk about getting it into the piping bag and how to pipe the shapes. So, okay, if you need the recipe, have a look at that. It's a great recipe. It always works. It's really good. Highly recommend it. And all right, let's jump in and look at how to pipe the cupcakes. To pipe frosting, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can just use a Ziploc bag and cut a hole in the corner and either like just pipe using the bag. I'll show you how to do that at some point. But today we're going to use an actual tip, and this is what they look like. And you could, I guess, stick this down in the corner of your Ziploc bag, but it just doesn't give you the same control that you're going to get if you use an actual piping bag or a pastry bag, whatever it is they call it. And this particular tip is magic. I'm just gonna say, if you can only have one tip, this is the one to get. Wilton 1M, it is everything. So you're gonna want that tip, and you can get it in Joann's, you can order it on Amazon. It's very easy to find. It's also known as the open star tip. So we have that, and then we have my bag, and this is a reusable bag. And I want you to see that it's considered a 16-inch bag, so it's kind of a big one, and that is, you know, kind of what you want for piping frosting. And you know, it's got like a I don't know, some kind of different material inside that the frosting just kind of slides off. I've had this thing for years. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't know, 10 years maybe. So they last a really long time if you take care of them. And yes, it's a little bit of cleanup, but it's not that bad. And I'm trying to minimize the amount of plastic piping bags that I use because, you know, when you start doing decorated desserts like this, you wind up using a lot of bags. Firstly, you're going to want to just kind of reach in, and then you're going to kind of squinch that tip out the end. This is not rocket science. I'm not using a coupler because I just, you know, use the same one. So that's in there. And then let me back up so you can see better. Our tip is in our bag, and what we're going to do is to roll it way down, more than you think. actually. I'm going to roll it down, down, down. And then you're going to put it into the cup, and then you're going to scoop your frosting in. And all I'm doing is scooping the frosting, putting it in the bag. Okay, and then we're just going to do a bit at a time. And then you just kind of shake it to get it down to the bottom. And then you just want to smooth it down. This is where a bench scraper really comes in handy. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to twist it, and you're going to hold it in your dominant hand. And what you're doing is you're always squeezing from the top. So you squeeze from the top and you guide with the bottom. So let's just look at that. And then we'll do one closer up. So I'm squeezing from the top, I'm coming straight down, and then I'm just going to swirl around and get that nice little swirl onto my cupcake. And that's really all there is to it. Let's look at it closer up. Here's our piped cupcake a little bit closer up, and then we can add just a few little sprinkles, which I think sprinkles always make cupcakes look fabulous. And there you have it. Isn't that pretty? And it was just that simple. Let's do another one. We come in with our piping bag. We're going to come straight down, and we're going to squeeze from the top using our dominant hand. And we're just going to swirl around. And up and down. And there's a perfectly swirled cupcake. And then we'll add some multicolor to this one. Isn't that pretty? It's so easy, you guys. This frosting tip, honest to goodness, is doing all the work for you. So let's do it again. See it one more time. We're going to come straight down, squeeze from the top, and let's make this swirl a little bit bigger. And up and down, and there you go. And then you have a beautiful finish. And this one will mix our sprinkles. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I just love it so much. Let me show you another design you can do. And this is the same tip. And instead of swirling up, we're going to swirl around. So you start in the middle, squeeze, and then just pull the frosting around, staying close to that swirl. And as you come around, just pull away. And then you can just kind of tuck that little end sort of down. And you've got a beautiful rose. Isn't that gorgeous? Just that simple. Let's look at that one again. So we're going to come straight down, squeeze, get it started, and then you're just going to pull the frosting around in a circle. And that's it. And then you just kind of pull away. And then you can just tuck that little end under. And then you have a beautiful spring flower. And that's all there is to it. Just a couple of little swirly techniques. You'll need to practice. And one thing you can do is if you want to practice it before you do it on an actual cake, you can pipe your shapes onto parchment paper or wax paper. If you pipe onto the parchment paper like that, you get your practice in, and then you can take your offset spatula and put it right back in the bag and pipe it again. It is a wonderful way to practice your shapes and your techniques and getting comfortable with holding the bag. It is learning a new skill, so you're gonna need to practice a little bit. But after all of that practice, you get to enjoy these beautiful cupcakes, and you can learn to then pipe beautiful designs onto your cakes and just really enjoy the whole process. Okay, that's the video. That's what I've got for you. I hope you found it helpful, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll try to answer them, and yeah, let me know about your piped cupcakes. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.